Good evening, everybody. Oh, let me just go grab something. Hold on. No. I just gotta grab this. Sorry about that. Wanted to grab my iPad. Hey, Do. How you feel, babe? I hope you're feeling better. So, we're just in there watching the hurricane coverage. Oh my goodness, it looks so scary. I hope everybody stays safe because it just looks horrendous out there. All right, so I did not go live on Monday for our mystery card because I wasn't feeling good. And so I kept all my papers and decided that we'll do it tonight. All right, so we're going to use one 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper. Now, what we need for the 5 cards, and I have it written down here, so let me just get it. You're going to need your 12 by 12 double-sided paper, so I'll pull that out in a minute. And then we needed some cardstock. Now, I decided to use Lost Lagoon and Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow. So we need 2 at 5 3/8 by, nope, that's wrong. 2 5.5 by 4 1/4, and then 2 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and the same with your second color. So this is my Lost Lagoon, and then we need Mossy Meadow, 5.5 by 4 1/4, 2 pieces, and then 2 pieces, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so of course, I'm sure as you can tell, we're going to layer these up like that. Okay, so those are those pieces. Then we need a piece of either basic white or very vanilla. Hey, Karen. Hi, Casey. That measures 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score that at 4 1/4. And then we needed 2 pieces, again, either very vanilla or basic white. I chose very vanilla, 4.5 by 3.5. And then we needed scraps for labels. Okay, now this is the designer series paper I chose to make the Christmas cards. And that's why I chose the Lost Lagoon and the Mossy Meadow. So we should have 4 pieces that measure 5 by 6. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that 4 pieces? Yes, 4 pieces that measure 1 by 5. And then you should be left with a piece that is 2 by 2. Okay, and that is one 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I'll show you how to cut that in a minute. Then you needed some scraps for die cutting. Hey, Kathy. 80 degrees, holy moly. Hey, Margaret, it's 66 here. So I used the vellum specialty paper and the countryside corners dies, and I cut out some dies. Okay, so in case you want to do this while I'm showing the other piece of paper, we need labels or sentiment frames. Okay, so I have these 3, and then I did some circles. Okay, and I have scallop circles. One is 2 3/4, 2 1/2. This one is 2 1/2, 2 1/8, and then the same thing here. Okay, so these are for our sentiments. And then I did a stitched rectangle, and this is the 2 7/8 by 7/8. So those are for our sentiments. So let me just grab my scoreboard. I'm just going to take these off. All right. And I'm going to grab my Very Vanilla, and we're going to score this at 4 1/4. So that is finished. All right, so you need a piece of 12 by 12. You really want to have a piece, and this probably isn't a good one because it's directional on this one side. Let me see if I have something else that I can grab quick. Okay, let's do this one because I can always make more Christmas cards. So you want a piece of paper that's not directional, okay? And what we needed was, let me just get my measurements. We need 4 pieces of 5 by 6. So we're going to cut it at 5. Okay, so that's our first cut. So now you have a 5 by 12. And then we're going to cut it at 5 again. So we're going to have this piece here, and then we're going to have 2 5 by 12s. So we're going to take our 5 by 12s, and we are going to cut it at 6. All right, so now you have 4 pieces of 5 by 6. Now we need 4 pieces that measure 1 by 5. So this piece is 2 by 12. So we're going to cut it at 5 and then cut it at 1. Okay. And then we're going to cut it at 5 and cut it at 1. So that gives you your 4 pieces of 1 by 5s. And then you're going to have a 2 by 2 inch piece left over. And what you're going to do is we're going to cut that in half. So we have a 1 by 2 1 by 2s. Let me just grab my 2 by 2 here. And I'm just going to cut this in half. All right. And then you're going to take your 5 by 6. Let's do the, I'll just do this on this one really quick. I already scored mine. But you're going to take your 5 by 6 and you're going to score it at 2 1/4. All right. Just like that. And you're going to do it to all 4 pieces on the 6-inch side. On the 6-inch side, you're going to score them at 2 1/4. So I did that one. Then I have this one. All right. So all 4 of them are scored at 2 1/4. Hey, Liara. All right. So let's put these cards together. We're going to start with our Lost Lagoon and our Mossy Meadow. All right, so this is the 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and I'm going to grab one of my pieces of designer series paper. And we are going to, hopefully my glue works because it's open. We are going to adhere this to our Mossy Meadow layer. Just make sure it's on here straight. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have to cut one more piece. This frame right here. Let me just pull it out again. I forgot all about it. So while I'm thinking about it, and while I'm doing it, if you want to do yours, you can. I am going to cut an additional frame in Berry Vanilla. So give me 1 second. Get a piece of scrap here. That's not going to fit. All right. All right, I just wanted an additional one this size in Berry Vanilla. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab our vellum. We're going to grab our pieces for our sentiment, and we're going to take this piece and adhere it to our Lost Lagoon. The one thing I did forget to do is grab some ribbon. All right, so easy peasy, right? Oh, I have some ribbon right here. All right. So now what we want to do is take, and I'm using vellum. You can use whatever you like, the vellum, and we are going to adhere this frame to the vellum. And then we need a sentiment. Okay. So I'm going to use this piece for the sentiment. And I think I will do, I have to get something that's going to fit. Can't even, oh, here it is. We'll grab Season's Greetings. Let me grab a block. I'm actually going to grab some Mossy Meadow ink. And or you could do it in, you can emboss it if you like. I'm going to try the Mossy Meadow ink. I just wanted to see where my, there it is. Grab my silicone mat. I am going to just put this right in the center. Let's see if I have some gold embellishments handy. Usually I have a ton of them sitting right here. I don't see gold. Well, let's use, nope. What is this? Here we go. Here's some gold ones. All right, so we have our Season's Greetings. I'm going to add a bit of glue. And pull in our layers. Layer this on the front. I'm going to grab a piece of ribbon. So how is everybody today? Oh, my couch was delivered today. I was working all morning getting things clean, and I did my rugs, moved furniture. Thankfully, they got here pretty early. I think they were here by 11, which was nice. All right, so we have a nice little bow. Let's grab a glue dot. And I'm actually going to put my bow right here. All right. And I'm going to grab and add a couple. Just like that. Yes, it was by 11. Hi, Jeanette. How are you, honey? All right, so we're going to pull our card back in. Now, what we're going to do is, before we do anything, we're going to center this on the front of our card. But what you want to do is you don't want to add glue below this point, okay? So we're just going to add our glue to the top part of our frames, and we're going to center this on the front of our card. Make sure it's on here straight, okay? The next thing you want to do is take your second piece of the countryside corners, and I am going to add some glue, and I'm going to add it to the underside, lining it up with the Mossy Meadow frame. All right, so I'm just going to hold it right there, and we're going to close this up, and then when we open it, we have our space that we can write on. All right, so there is card number 1. Nice, quick, and easy card. For card number 2, we're going to use the same. Did I use Mossy Meadow? Okay. The same large Lost Lagoon. So that's the 5.5 by 4 1/4, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then we're going to take another piece. This time I'm going to use this piece. Okay. Thank you, Karen. And we are going to add some glue. We are again going to add this piece to our Mossy Meadow. And we're going to add this piece to our Lost Lagoon. So they're definitely not traditional colors for Christmas cards, but that's okay. All right, so that's what it looks like now. Then we're going to take some circles, and I'm going to take the larger of the circles, and we are going to center this right on the front of the card. Again, you don't want to put glue beyond this point. So we'll just do 1/2. Okay. And center it on our card. Whoops. And then we'll take our second circle, grab a sentiment. I think this, I'm going to put, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, let's get this over. And I'm going to stick with the Mossy Meadow. Hopefully this will fit. I didn't even measure it. Oh yeah, perfect. All right. Close up our ink pad. Let's pull our card in. Now this time, let's pop this up. All right, what did I do with my pokey tool? Oh, here it is. So let's get some dimensionals on here. Let's grab a couple embellishments. I'm going to put it up there. All right. And then now we need a piece, and I did not cut anything out. I need a piece for the inside. But we don't want to, I think I'll just put a piece. I don't want to cover this, okay? So we'll do 2. Let me just get a 2 by 4 3/4. Let's see if I have a scrap that's big enough. Probably not. So give me a second. 2. What did I say? 4 3/4. Perfect. So I'm going to actually put it right down here on this piece, just so we have an area that you can sign your name and write a little message. All right. So just another. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jeanette. My heart goes out to you. I hope you get to experience some nice card making along the way. It's hard when something like that happens. All right, now for the next card. So now we're up to 2. Card number 3. We're going to use the Mossy Meadow and the Lost Lagoon. And again, our pieces of Designer Series paper. But what we're going to do on this one is on this 2 1/4 inch flap, we are going to put a line of glue just like that, okay? And we're going to close it up. I'm just going to scoot that over a little bit. I got some glue. All right, so we just added it to the flaps, and I'm just going to trim this because it looks like it did not fold right. All right, just like that. Now we can add this to our Lost Lagoon. This is another great way to get a lot of cards, and you don't have to do this for Christmas. You can do birthday. It's a great way to stock up on your cards, especially if you have a lot of designer series paper. That's one thing I have tons of. Sometimes I just don't even know what to do with it all. Let me just grab a paper towel here. We got glue. All right. So we have it like this. And then while we have it together, let's grab the other pieces and we're going to do the same thing. All right. I'm going to just add a bit of glue down that 2 1/4 inch side. Trying not to put too much because it oozes out, and then just close it up. So we're making a little pocket, and then we're just going to add some glue, and then you'll see that when I did this pocket, let's just put it on here so you can see, just for a little variation, I used the designer series paper differently. Okay, just so we had a little variation. Just get some of this glue off. All right, so now we have our 2 cards here. Do you remember that little, here it is, that little, those pieces, the 1 by 2s? Grab those 4 1/2 by 3 1/2, okay? And we are going to fold these in half. So I'm going to fold one with the berries out, and I'm going to fold the other one with the stripes out. Okay. And again, if you want to use seal or tear tape, you can. I'm going to use glue. We're going to put a little bit of glue on either side. Let's just slip this in here. Okay, and we're going to add, oops, I don't want that one there. Let me just add, I want to do the opposite. So I wanted to do, so we don't see, so we can see the berries. So we're just going to put this right on the edge of this piece, fixed so it's right at the edge. And then let's grab the other piece and slip it in. And we're going to grab this one and do the same thing. So you'll see the background on this is the berries and the leaves. So I wanted to do the stripe on this one so there was a little bit of contrast. Let's move it up a little bit. Whoops. No. I'll just take that out. I want to trim this down a little bit. So it's just a little pull tab. All right. So there's those 2. Now we have to do our sentiment. For one, we're going to use the circle, and the other one, we're going to use the stitched rectangle. So let's see if we can do Merry Christmas. I want to see if it'll fit. I don't think it will. No, it won't. Oh, no, it's not gonna fit. And I don't think the season's greetings will fit. I'm gonna have to find a different stamp set, and I don't have another one right now, so I will just add the frame to the card, and I can do it at another time. So this says love and joy. I'm going to stick it in the center of that circle. Let's grab some ribbon. I'm actually going to tie 2 different ribbons. Oh, it's so warm in here tonight. It's so muggy. So is anybody in the path or in the line of the hurricane? Bavana? Yes, it does move. It removes it very good, Louise. How are you, honey? All right. So here's one. I hope I pronounced your name right, honey. And then we're going to grab our second one. And so I took some Tylenol as soon as I was done moving my furniture. And my back, well, it'll probably hurt tomorrow, but my back doesn't hurt right now. I did something to my knee. My knee is killing me. I don't know what I did. So we'll see. All right. So I have to find a sentiment for this one, and I don't know what I'm going to use because I don't have any other Christmas sets. So what I would do is grab my sentiment. I'm going to probably pop it up right about there. Let me grab a glue dot. And I am going to put my bow right here. All right, so I would put my sentiment, and then you could write your message on the top there. Okay, so a nice quick and easy card. For the next one, we're going to pull this in. We have our love and joy. Let's get some dimensionals again. And we're going to pop this up on our scallop circle. Oops, we want to glue this down first. So we only want glue on 1/2. Get our sentiment. Lay it down so it's on here straight. Grab a glue dot. I'm actually going to put it right about here. and add our bow. Grab some gems. All right, and then again, we have our little pull tab. So there's card number 4. Now for our 5th card, you will need, instead of making layer upon layer upon layer, we are going to grab our designer series paper. Okay. And we're going to add some glue, and we are going to, I'm going to put this one in the center. Center it on the card. And then do a second one. And then our third one. I'm just going to grab my glue eraser, because I got just a bit of glue down here. All right, so we have our 3 pieces. I could have done, it opposite. And then we have our sentiment again. And I think we'll do our season's greetings. And this time, let's just grab some ribbon. Let's make it a little longer. All right, let's use some glue dots. I'm just going to put a glue dot in the center and lay that down. And then grab another glue dot and add it to the center. Okay. Get our sentiment. Add some dimensionals. Lay it down over our ribbon. And I'm just going to trim the tails a little. Pull our card back in. And this card won't cost a lot to mail, because it won't be that heavy and thick. All right. And then for the inside, you're going to take that last piece, and we're going to open this up, and we're going to add some glue, and you could stick it on either side. Whoops. But I am going to stick it on this side, just like that, just for a decoration. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know what? I'm going to stick a small little gem right there. All right. So 5 quick, easy cards. Just something different. All right. Oh, you're going to get rain, Margaret? Yeah. Yeah. It's perfect, right? Quick and easy. So I hope you liked tonight's cards. Thank you so much for joining me. I will have all the measurements on my blog and everything you need to create these cards. Just something quick and easy. All right. So thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Aw, thanks, Kathy. That's what I was hoping for. I know some of us have so many cards to make, and you just never know. And these are perfect. If you have some really pretty designer series paper, match up your card stock, and it is perfect. So thanks for joining me. Have a great night, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye bye.